Hi everybody, this is Niall, and it's Software Apps for Business, and I'm going to try something here that I'm not very good at and make a video, and I think you guys may have to do this too as well, but I'm going to go through some of the Windows operations or tasks or maneuvers, whatever you want to call them. I'll try to not make it too long-winded because I want the video to stay somewhat short, but I do want to go through some things. Some of these things are things that many of you already know how to do, but we can't assume that you do coming into the course. So I'm sure a lot of you are going to know how to do a lot of this stuff. But I'm going to go over some basic stuff and some advanced stuff. So I'm hoping that you'll learn something, even if you know most of the stuff already. All right, so here. So to demonstrate cutting and pasting, I'm going to go ahead and just create some folders here on my desktop. So I'm going to put my mouse anywhere here on the desktop and right click and do new here and then choose folder. And I'll just call this folder A. And then I'm also going to create another folder here called, do the same thing again and call that one folder B. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go inside of folder A and create a new file. So by clicking on the folder, it launches Windows Explorer. That's what this application is. Let me do that one more time. So if I double click on a folder, it launches Windows Explorer. So that was part of your survey too, is do you know what Windows Explorer is? Some people call this File Explorer, but don't get it confused with Internet Explorer. It's not the same thing. Internet Explorer is for searching the web and looking at web pages, and Windows Explorer, or you can call it File Explorer, is for navigating through the folders and files on your computer. So, all right, what I'm going to do here is I've got Windows Explorer open for this folder A that I created. I'm going to right click in this window here and do new, and I'm going to create a new Word document, and I'll just call it my doc. Okay, so the first item on your survey was, do you know how to use the mouse to cut and paste? To use the mouse, you can find a file, and I'm going to right click on that file and choose cut, and then I want to move this over to folder B. So all I have to do then is right click on folder B and choose paste, and now you'll see that it's no longer in folder A. And I'll open up folder B here. So this opens up another instance of Windows Explorer. So I've got two instances of Windows Explorer running here. And here in folder B is the file that I just moved in there. So a move is different than a copy. A move is just that. It moves the file from one place to another. A copy makes a duplicate. So what I'm going to do here is in folder B here, I'll right click and I'll choose copy this time instead of cut. So I'll choose copy, and then I'll go over to my folder A and choose paste. So now you can see I've got duplicates. So I've got my doc in both folders. So sometimes people get confused because they end up making duplicates and then they can't find the one that they want to work with and they get confused. So I see that a lot in my programming classes. And being able to manage folders and files is a really important basic skill. So, and like I said, I see in my programming classes, I see a lot of students who just can't keep their folder structures straight. So and they have a lot of problems with their projects, and because of that. All right. So the next item was using the keyboard to cut and paste. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my mouse to delete this file here. That's in folder B. So what I can do here is select a file by clicking on it, and then to cut it with the keyboard I can do Control X, and then I'll paste it with the keyboard over in the folder B, and that's Control V. So and you can see that it actually, because I did a cut, it actually moved it from A to B. Now I'll do a copy here with the keyboard from folder B back to folder A here. So I want to select the file by clicking on it, and then I can do a Control C to copy it, and then I'm going to go over to the other folder and do Control V again to paste it, and now you can see I've got my duplicates here again. Okay, so you can also do these tricks by just dragging and dropping too. That'll now the thing about this that a lot of people don't know about is depending on where you're dragging and dropping to, it might do a copy and it might do a cut. So let me explain what that means here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this file over here in folder B, and I'm just going to do a drag and drop. So watch what happens here. So I'll drag and drop over from folder A to folder B. And look what happened. It did a move, so it didn't duplicate the file. So there's no copy of the file here in folder A anymore. And the reason why it did that is because both of these folders are on the same drive. But let me show you what happens if I try and do that same thing to a folder that is on a different drive. So I've got a thumb drive installed here. It's my D drive here, so I'm going to switch over to that, and I've got some stuff in there. But if I do a drag and drop from a folder on one drive to a folder on another drive, then it doesn't do a move, it actually does a copy. So watch what happens here. I'll drag this over to my D drive, and you'll see now I've got a duplicate here. So keep that in mind. That's something that not a lot of people know about, but when you're moving files between folders on different drives, it will actually duplicate the file. So the next item on your survey was, do you know what Windows Explorer is? And like I said, a lot of people get that mixed up with Internet Explorer. And I showed you Windows Explorer is the application that gets launched when you double click on a folder. The other way to launch it is by clicking on this little folder icon down here. And we'll talk about this in a second, I think. But so this is also Windows Explorer, or again, it's called File Explorer 2. Okay, moving on. This is one of my favorites. I use this all the time, and everybody should know about this little, this is a power move. You can impress your boss with this one, and it does come in handy. But if you want to toggle between your open windows, there's an easy way to do it by just, you can hold down the Alt key. I use my thumb to hold down the Alt key. That's next to the space bar. And then as I'm holding that down, I just press on the Tab key, and that will allow me to toggle back and forth between open windows. So you can see here I've got my browser open and I've got Word open over here. So a lot of times you're kind of bouncing back and forth between stuff. So if I just do that Alt Tab real quick, it'll bounce me back and forth, and it's just a lot quicker than using the mouse. So this is one of my favorites, and I encourage you to start using it. If you've got a whole bunch of applications open, right now I've got a couple more open that you don't really see here, and I'll show you those in a second. But if I hold the Alt key down with my thumb and then press the Tab key real quick and then continue to hold the Alt key down with my thumb, you can see it shows all my open apps. So it looks like I've got 4 open apps right here. And I can toggle, now I've still got my thumb down on the Alt key, but I'm also pressing the Tab key, and that's how you can toggle between more than 2 apps. But this comes in really handy. I use it all the time. So I'm going to skip over copying versus moving files because we talked about that a little bit already. But do you know what the taskbar is? The taskbar is this right down here on the bottom, and you can put your icons for your favorite apps down here so you can launch them real easy. You can see I got a bunch of them. But I just saved myself a little bit of time by putting my apps down here in the taskbar, and I can launch them real quick instead of going to find them. Another important thing that I want to point out is if you want to launch an app that isn't in the taskbar, you have to click on this button here. Now, you should know what this button is called in the lower left. It's called the Windows Start button, and if you click on it, it'll give you this menu. So if you're looking for an app and you're not sure if it exists, if it's installed on the computer, you can just click on the Start menu and start typing. So I'm just going to look for Camtasia. That's what I'm doing to record this video right now. So I click on the Start button and then just start typing, and you can see I actually do have it installed right here. So if you're not sure if an app is installed, just hit the Start button with the mouse and then start typing in the name of the app, and Windows should start searching for it. And if it finds it, you'll see it displayed in this window right here. So the next item is what is the system tray? Now, not really a big deal, but the system tray is over here. It's in the taskbar. It's on the right side. So that's called system tray with the sys tray. That's a little bit of useless trivia for you. Okay, how to take a screenshot. This is going to be something that we're going to be doing quite a bit of here, and I'll show you one way to do it. We'll learn other ways to do it, but to take a screenshot, all you have to do is press the print screen button, which is it's kind of hard to find, but it's right to the right of the F12 button along the top. So how this works is all you do is press the button, and it doesn't look like anything happens, so I'm going to press it right now, that print screen button, and it actually took a screenshot of my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back into my folder A here, and where's that Word document? Did you put that? It says there's one in there, but I don't see it. Anyways, I'll go into folder A, and I'm going to create a new Word document here, and I'm just going to open it up. Double clicking on it. So now if I do a paste, I'm going to paste by doing Control V here. You can see there's the screenshot that I took. So it will actually take a picture of your entire desktop, and that's not always what you want. Sometimes you just want to take a screenshot of the top window. So I've got Word open here, and I'm going to open up my browser. So let's just say I'm going to go to some website here, CNN.com, just for the heck of it, and let's just say I want to take a screenshot of just this open window, not my entire desktop. So what I can do here, let me see, I'll do, now in this case you press the Alt key and the print screen button. So if I do both of those, and you don't get any visual feedback that a screenshot's actually being taken, so but it's there on my clipboard right now. So anyways, I'm going to go over to my Word document and move the cursor down here, and then I'll do Control V to paste, and now you can see that I've got a screenshot inserted in my Word document of just my open window. So there's two ways to do a screenshot that can really come in handy, and like I said, we'll be doing more screenshots in the future here. So, and I think everybody probably knows this, but to close an open window, you just click on the X here. There's other ways to do it. I don't want to save this, so I'm going to click Don't Save. Okay, do you know what the ribbon is? We're going to be getting really familiar with the ribbon in this course because you'll see it in 3 of the main apps that we're going to work with. But I'm going to open up Word to show you the ribbon. So I've launched Word here, and the ribbon is this whole section up here along the top, and it includes, so what it is it's all these tabs here, and then each tab shows you a bunch of choices. So the ribbon is actually these tabs here and the stuff below it. So we'll be getting familiar with the ribbon real soon. And the next item was, do you know the difference between Windows Explorer and Internet Explorer? And I think we talked about that quite a bit. Next is how to maximize a window, and that means just to make it take up the whole screen. So most apps have this little rectangle here in the upper left corner of their window, and if you click on that, you can see that it takes up the whole screen here. And to minimize a window, that means what that'll do is it'll move it down into the taskbar and clear it off your desktop. It's this underline, or this straight line right here. You can see where I'm moving the mouse. Click that, and that will get it off the desktop and help clear your desktop. Do you know what the backstage view is? No, I guess so. The backstage view, you're going to find this on all the Office Suite apps that we use throughout the course, so Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. But if you click on the File item in the ribbon here, or the File tab in the ribbon, this will take you to the backstage view. Backstage? Yeah, something like that. So anyways, this is the backstage view here. You know what a scroll bar is? It's these guys here that let you see something that's overflowing through the window. So here's a couple. I'm sure most of you probably know that one already. And to resize windows, you can just grab a corner, and what I mean when I say grab is hover your mouse over a corner. It doesn't matter which one, and you can resize a window. And this comes in handy a lot of times when you've got multiple windows open. You can kind of resize them so you can fit them all nicely on your desktop. So that's, and if I just want to resize vertically, I can hover over the bottom edge, and if I want to resize horizontally, I can hover over one of either the left or the right edge. So here's one that a lot of people find handy. I never use it because it never seems to work just right for me, but you can snap a window to half screen. And what that means is, I'll show you. So if you just click up here in the top part of the window and press and hold with the mouse and then drag over to one side, you'll see at one point that little animation occurred there, and now my window takes up exactly half the screen. So that kind of comes in handy. This is a little bit different than Windows 10, but I'm actually going to snap that to the other half of the screen, and then I am going to open up my browser here, and I'm going to snap that to the other side. So if you're doing something, if you're just working between two applications a lot, you can split them half and half on the screen by snapping them. So just press and hold up in the top part of the window, which is called the toolbar, and drag it off the side of the screen until you see that little animation effect occur, and then you can snap it to half screen. Okay, so here's another one that's kind of a power user move that nobody knows about, but watch what happens here if I just grab the top of this window and shake it. That's kind of hard to tell, but what that does is it'll minimize all your other open windows except for this one. So if you want to clear off your desktop, except for the thing that you're currently working on, you can just grab that thing that you're working on and shake it, and then it will minimize all your other stuff. And if you do it again, it brings all those things back up again. So you can see, like right here, I shake it and it minimizes my other open windows. And then if I shake it again, it will bring up those windows. So that's a trick you can impress your friends with. Okay, so this next one is one you're definitely going to want to know about, because if you're ever on Facebook and you see your boss coming really fast and you don't want him or her to see that you're on Facebook, here's a cool trick where you can minimize everything all at once super fast so you won't get in trouble. So all you do is you move the mouse off to the lower right corner of the monitor and press the button really fast. So that'll clear your desktop, and then you won't get busted Facebooking during work. So if you go ahead and press down in that lower right corner one more time, it will bring everything back. So that's a good little power move. Just move the mouse into the lower right corner of the monitor and press the button, and then all your open apps will be minimized, and then your boss will think you're just looking at a blank desktop, which is probably better than watching Facebook, I guess. Okay, to pin an app to the taskbar, let's say there's an app that you like to use a lot. I'm going to pick, let's see, I've got a lot of apps already in my taskbar. I'll move this one down here. This is the snipping tool, which we'll use a little bit later. But again, I just clicked on the Windows button over here, or the Start button, I guess it's also called. And let's say I use this app right here, which is called the snipping tool, and we're going to use this pretty soon. But let's say I use it all the time, and instead of, I want to be able to open it pretty quickly, I can click on the icon here, right click on the icon, and I can choose Pin to Taskbar. So what that does is it adds this icon for the snipping tool down here, and now when I fire up my computer every morning and I want to open up that tool that I use all the time, I can just click on it from the taskbar. Alright, so I promised myself that this video was going to stay under 20 minutes, and so I'm going to skip a few of the last things, but watching this video should get you through the rest of the assignment. So I'm going to sign off for now.